Hello, it is Wednesday, November 16th, 2011 at 2:26 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I wanted to show you some things that I'm finding on radar today. First of all, what caught my attention was this system right here. It's coming out of Rapid City, South Dakota. And what was unusual is that it's mostly blue. And from what I hear, that means low moisture, which doesn't make sense. But in any case, notice over here how this system's all green. So anyway, I went investigating, and what I ended up was going all the way back up into here in Great Falls, Montana. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little flash. Let me go back one. Right here at 1754 UTC time. I'm going to zoom in here. Right here. And then notice down here, since I'm zoomed in, that this storm seems to be generating out of Rapid City. The loop going from, let me stop it here a second. It's going through 1920 UTC, starting at 1637. And let me just loop this through quickly. There's the flash. So I went and looked at the visible satellite image, and I've got it frozen here at 1831 because there's one of these dazzle beams that just happens to be falling right at Great Falls, Montana. Now the flash, going back, hard to watch the time and the flash at the same time. Let me get it. There it is. Is it 2 frames? It comes on at 1747 and still there at 1750. So this flash just preceded this dazzle beam landing right at Great Falls. Notice that it's basically in line with Wyoming here, just a little bit to the left. And then if you divide the state, right at this fat part, there's a third here, here's a third there, and here's a third there. So it's basically 1/3 of the way down. So if I go back here, you can see that right here and here. So it's right at that same location, but it follows it. It's about 40 minutes later, say 31, that it lands there. I've always thought that these precede something, but maybe they follow. In any case, I want to back up. Let's see. I gotta check my notes here a minute. Back here at 14, right there. At 1431, it's right at when the terminator beams are going through, because you can see here is the night, and here's the day. It's right on that line. So 1431, we have one of the dazzle beams hitting right here, and follow this up Utah-Colorado state line straight up, and then basically South Dakota, North Dakota line straight over, and where they intersect is about that point. If you go over here and look, you'll see that, let me unzoom this, following this line up and this line over is Billings, Montana. So if I go to the next rad sites and go look at Billings and go to, I gotta load the loop. I'll load here in a second. Oh no, I lost it. The dazzle beam was coming, the terminator beam was coming out. Let's see, it was at 1417 is when it came out. So I'll have to find you another one sometime and show it to you, but yeah, see, the loop's starting at 1455, so it's just fallen away. As I go exploring, I lose some of the things that were in my loops. But in any case, if that dazzle beam came in at, what's this? I gotta it's back on this one right here at 1431, and there was the terminator beam came out at 1417, so that was a matter of 10 minutes before that the dazzle beam this dazzle beam followed the terminator beam by about 10 minutes. So this is showing me that there is a connection between what these lines are, what I call dazzle beams, and they're probably something more. And something I'm thinking, or that keeps coming to mind, is I found this wonderful site called Rosa Brigida 2005, and she's got all these wonderful little videos on rays and how they hit lenses, and then what they do. See how these all hit and then they converge right here. And she's got quite a few different ones up here that you can see how they turn. So I'd suggest you go look at those just as a means of, I don't know, it plays into things somehow. I'm not clear exactly how. But back on task, let's go look at Rapid City and see what's happening there. Well, we're at Billings. Let me go back. We'll get Rapid City and get the loop going. And you can see that the storm is basically being generated right out of the same spot. I've noticed other things happen right here to the southwest of Rapid City. But from 16 to 20, so like for 4 hours, it's just coming right out of that same spot. Let's go back and look at, I've got quite a few here. We'll do some of them. Let's go down to, well, you can see it right here at North Platte. Just do that one quick. So they're coming through pretty hot. Actually, it looks like they get hotter as the time progresses, denser. And then let's go down to Hastings, Nebraska. And that one's interesting in that it flashes blue. It takes a couple minutes to load here, a couple tries to get it all loaded. Let's go back and see when that flash hits. That's right there at 1706. So at 1656, it's in the reds, drops to the blues at 1706, and then back in the reds at 1711. And then I wanted to go to Kansas City. So here's Rapid City, so that cloud's coming down in this direction. I'm thinking this works better when I just talk off the top of my head rather than having notes, but sometimes I end up in the wrong trail. So here again we got it flashing from blues to reds, and there's a little flash that goes up also, so let's go back and look at that. Let's start at the beginning, which is 1819. Goes to blue at 1847. And then there's a flash up at 2011. Beams coming out, going up, going north. And then the loop ends at 2031. Let's also go look at the base velocity on this one. They don't all have base velocity, but some do. And so it's always good to check those out also. And here we got a little flash there too. Probably the same one. Earlier there was a flash coming from the northeast. It was like a quarter flash, a quarter of it going hot in the middle. These are supposed to be like green on one side and red on the other as the system passes through. But for some reason this one's mixed up. And maybe it's because we have multiple cloud systems, I don't know. There's that flash at 1947. It's right there. And that's at the top of the scale. I'll go back one. So it's only for a minute there. And then Wichita. Right here. Now this one's interesting, and it was a little more obvious earlier. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Loop starting at 1646, but the system was basically moving around this center circle. I mean, it infringed just a little bit, but pretty much leaving the Doppler station clear. But right here at 1715, we get a beam that comes in, a black beam. And then right after that, you'll see the cloud move in towards the center. I'll go ahead and let that one play through, ending at 2028 UTC. Let me slow it down. Too slow. No. So back on the next radar image, you can see right here this harp ring centered around Topeka. But when I went and looked at Topeka, there wasn't really anything obvious that I could see other than, well, I'll go show it to you. But see here, it's a circle right here. So let's go look at Topeka. Oops, wrong one. Well, we'll look at Tulsa while we're here. And we kind of have the clouds going around again, but they're not red this time, which is interesting. Before, when I've run into it, it's always been red when it goes around and avoids the center. And now we'll go look at Topeka. Well, it's changed since I saw it last. No. Well, it is pretty intense. Actually, this is interesting here. This spike here, grows from here, and then it carries down. This other vertical line comes and carries it off. So in any case, that's it. I hope this was useful. God bless you. Have a great day.